Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your timeless intuitive reading. If this message resonates or you find it helpful, then it's for you. Let's get into it. Per usual, I'm going to look at your general energy first. Show me Scorpio, please. Show me the collective of Scorpio right now, please. Okay, got it. Yeah, the Hanged Man. Okay. Something has happened. Something has happened that has caused you to not only suspend action, but suspend a way of thinking and believing. It almost feels like running up against a brick wall, maybe, or running up against something that just stops you in your tracks and literally flips your perspective on its head. That's not always easy, right? But there's always a gift or a learning experience inherent in it. Okay. So what does that mean? It means that you're rethinking something. You're rethinking something, you're rethinking maybe yourself, something you said or did, something that somebody else said or did to you. And there is a kind of surrender that's happening, or maybe I should say you're learning how to surrender to the situation, because surrendering to the situation is literally the only way through it. Um, there's a letting go of expectations, and there's this realization that that let's say there was more about yourself or about another person, about a situation that you did not realize. There's something that you did not realize, and now you're becoming aware of it. And so everything inside of you is like, whoa, hold up, hang on a second. We've got to process this and reframe everything, you know? Let's get a little bit more clarity. What is this Hanged Man all about? Tell me more about this Hanged Man, please. You don't know what you don't know, right? You don't know what you don't know. And then someday you find out what you didn't know that you didn't know, and it changes everything. I hope that made some kind of sense. Oh, Queen of Wands. This is around, I think this is around an aspect of yourself, that there is this fiery, powerful, divine feminine aspect of your being that you're currently learning more about. You could be learning more about your anger, your boundaries, your wants, needs, preferences, right? The Queen of Wands is in her power. She is the authority of her own life. She loves other people and she loves herself. She's not going to let anybody use her, right? Ooh, this is reminding me of the full moon reading that I recently did, which was all about divine feminine anger and the power of destruction, the gift of destruction. Okay. So that's let's see. Let me channel. Hang on. Yeah, I'm getting that it's something around um, a want or need that you didn't know you have. So this is a deep, deep moment of awakening for you, awakening around yourself, and it may have been catalyzed by um, an external relationship for sure, but ultimately this is really about you learning about you. Any other clarification here on this Hanged Man? Oh, the Lovers. Okay. So, whatever. Okay. So, this learning moment may very well have been catalyzed by a romantic, intimate relationship, maybe just a very intimate friendship, right? Or it just may have been catalyzed by a way that you treated yourself, maybe both, right? The essence of the Lover's card is about choosing yourself. It's about choosing yourself so that when you enter into relationships with other people, it is founded on self love and self awareness. And you're not going to lose yourself in the other person. This is really coming back to boundaries for me. This is really coming back to boundaries. You're learning more about your own boundaries and how to communicate them. And at the end of the day, boundaries are really just, you could say, agreements you have with yourself, right? If you are clear about your own boundaries, then you can communicate them to other people. But you have to know your own boundaries first. You have to be on board with your own boundaries first in order to have any chance of communicating them to other people. Okay, so this feels really powerful. This is a really powerful moment for you to deepen your self-awareness and a powerful moment for you to own, I want to say, like personal authority. What is the primary experience that Scorpio is moving through right now? What is the primary experience that the collective of Scorpio is moving through right now? The moon. Talk about surrender. Yeah, more surrender. You're learning how to surrender. This is such an interesting dynamic, isn't it? Because like on one hand you're you're learning how to surrender to what is. You're learning how to surrender to I'm hearing the tides of life, the movements, the waves, the motions of life, the mystery of life. You're learning how to surrender, but in this incredible surrender is incredible awareness of the truth of you. So you're not just surrendering to life, you are surrendering to yourself, surrendering to the truth of you. And it's in that, let's call it self surrender, that you can emerge out the other side more clear, more empowered, right? This Queen of Wands. And then you can move forward with stronger boundaries. And your relationship to yourself, as well as your relationship to other people, will be much, much better. Very interesting. Clarify the moon. Any other clarifications on the moon? Oh, Temperance. Man, we've got the Hanged Man, the Lovers, the Moon, Temperance, all major arcana cards. Holy moly. This is a really powerful moment for you, Scorpio, and I can feel there's like a couple different layers of experience happening here. Like on one level, something that you're going through is kind of uncomfortable, but on a deeper level, it feels like this powerful alchemical process of transformation and a deepening of power. Um, that alchemical transformation is really clearly symbolized by the Temperance card. The Temperance card is alchemy. It's about combining seeming opposites, or combining elements that seem to be a contradiction to each other, but combining them in such a way that they become complementary, right? It's a deeply healing moment. This is a huge opportunity for healing right now, and you're finding that middle way, that harmony and balance within yourself, where you can simultaneously surrender to what is, including yourself, and stand up for yourself, clarify your boundaries, be in your power, not get taken advantage of. Like, you can actually do both. That's what you're learning right now. You're learning it's not one or the other. It's not total surrender. I'm just like, a napkin floating in the wind with no power. And it's also not like explosive, fiery rage and trying to control everyone and demanding things and enforcing your wants and needs all over the place. It's this beautiful middle way where you are surrendered to what is and you have a strong sense of self. It's both, right? Woo! Wow. I love this, Scorpio. I have major Scorpio placements myself, or a major Scorpio placement myself. So I certainly resonate with this. I would love to know if you do. All right, let's look at your primary challenge, shall we? What is the primary challenge that Scorpio is moving through right now? What is the primary challenge that Scorpio is moving through right now? Hang on. I just saw the number 444. If that angel number means something to you, then hopefully that's validation. I'm also hearing, in terms of your primary challenge, things not going to plan. Eight of Wands, interesting. It feels almost like you're struggling maybe to navigate this very like fiery energy that's coming up. You may be experiencing fiery energy from somebody else and fiery energy within you. The Eight of Wands is it's pure movement, fast, quick, sudden, even explosive movement, action, swift change, things moving a million miles an hour. It's fire, pure fire. It it feels like some part of you maybe is struggling to surrender to the element of fire. Whether that fire is coming from within you or another person. It's like, how do you dance with fire? You're learning how to dance with fire. As a water sign, I imagine that would be quite a feat. Water and fire dancing together. Let's get some clarification on this Eight of Wands. Clarify the Eight of Wands, please. Page of Cups. Oh, okay. The truth. Oh, hang on. What is this? Got it. Okay. So your deepest truth, your deepest personal truth, that resides within your heart. That resides in the center of your being. It's difficult for you to really surrender or sink all the way into that deepest truth, because on the surface there's like a lot going on. On the surface it's just pure fire, pure movement, change, rapid change, maybe even some kind of conflict, conflict within yourself, within a relationship. I'm not sure, but I see this as all of the movement and the fire in the Eight of Wands is proving to be kind of a distraction in a way, or a hindrance, um, in your ability to sink into the deepest truth of you, which is, it's not a shout, it's not a yell. Your deepest truth within your heart is not, it's not screaming, you know, to get your attention. It's the same way that intuition works. Intuition usually doesn't scream at you. Sometimes it can. Sometimes it can. But 99% of the time, your intuition is not, you know, an explosive, fiery, in your face thing. Your deepest truth is also not that way. Your intuition and your deepest truth speaks to you in whispers. It speaks to you gently. It speaks to you with love and compassion, right? So I'm perceiving this right now. Your challenge is to be able to sink beneath this surface layer of maybe even chaos, but at the very least, explosive, fast moving energy. Sink beneath that and listen to that quiet whisper in your heart, that quiet whisper that is your deepest truth, or your intuition. What does your heart have to say about this, right? Your heart is your truth. Your heart holds your boundaries. All of this fiery energy might catalyze you into a very anxious or reactive kind of state. And from that place, you don't really have access to in here, right? Okay. Okay. Let's wrap it up with advice. What does Scorpio need to know or do right now? And we also did just move through a full moon, and the energy was very intense. I found it to be beautiful, personally, but it was strong, very strong, and so there's still some residual energy from that that might be like kicking things up. What does Scorpio need to know or do? Oh, Knight of Swords. Oh. Commit yourself to truth. above all else. Objective truth. What is the truth of you? What is the objective truth of you? What is the objective truth of the other person? If this involves another person, if not, it's totally fine. You're all going to be experiencing this in your own unique way. The truth of the situation, whatever it is, the Knight of Swords is saying there's a truth here. There is an objective truth here. And that needs to be your North Star. That needs to be the priority. When you sink beneath this fiery, chaotic movement on the surface, into your heart, within your heart, you will find the sword of truth. The deepest truth, beyond all reactivity or defensiveness or anger. There's a deeper truth in there. That's what's important. Nine of Swords. More swords. I think you need to do some breath work. That's just an intuitive feeling that might help you. Or go outside and get some fresh air. The sword's suit is related to the element of air, and we have 2 swords cards coming out for your advice. So I think what will help you right now is the element of air. To me, that means breath work. That means deep, deep breathing, getting fresh air, maybe opening the windows in your house, right? It's just inviting the element of air into your life. I'm going to channel through this Nine of Swords. Oh, interesting. I'm hearing allow the anxiety that you feel to weigh you down into a state of stillness. Well, that kind of makes sense. If you feel a lot of anxiety, if you have racing, anxious thoughts, it can kind of kick you into this mode of restlessness. You can either try to distract yourself or be pushy, try to make something happen when it's not the right time. And in this restlessness, you're, which to me is also correlated to, again, to the Eight of Wands. You're not still. You're not still. And when you're not still, you can't access your heart, which is where your truth is. So that's a really interesting way to put it. Let the weight of your anxiety almost like weigh you down into stillness. Sit with it. Sit with your anxiety. I would even meditate, right? Like literally just watch your mind race until it stops. If you can meditate, I really invite you to do that. Or maybe do some kind of like brain dump journaling exercise where you just get all of your anxious thoughts out on paper in black and white so that it's now outside of you and you can look at it and engage with it more objectively. Okay. Okay. Wow, that's really interesting. Does one more card want to come out? No. All right, let's wrap things up with, I'm just going to tune in really quick and see if there's any like plant, animal, crystal energies that want to come forward to support you. Okay, for a plant energy, I'm hearing hydrangea and water lily. I don't even know if water lily is a thing. I just say what I hear, and that's what I heard. Okay. And marigold. Ooh. Okay, that's all the plants. Hydrangea, water lily, and marigold. For an animal energy, I'm hearing snake and lion. Ooh, snake and lion. Okay, and then for a crystal, I'm hearing pink quartz. All right. So those are just, you could call them the elemental energies that are coming forward at this time to support you if you feel called to working with them at all. And also, like I said, the element of air. Okay. All right, Scorpio. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today. This was a really powerful message. I hope that it was helpful or at least thought provoking. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I would love to hear from you, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye.